Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are at all over the world. I am your host, Marie Kennedy Groves, and I am so grateful that you have joined me on the Healing Waters broadcast. For those of you that are tuning in again, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad that you are finding value in this broadcast so that you want to come back, you want to have more conversation. I love that because I love being real, raw, and authentic. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. If this is your first time tuning in to the Healing Waters broadcast, let me just tell you a little bit about who I am. This broadcast for me is very unscripted. I like to have conversation. I just like to be really, like I said before, real, raw, and relevant is really who I am on this broadcast. I think today in the social media era that we are in, everybody is putting out their best reel of life on social media. And I think sometimes it can be very discouraging to a lot of people that are watching others on social media and they're just like, oh my gosh, they have their life all together. I could never be that. Their house is perfect. Their kids are perfect. Their marriage is perfect. All the things. And you're seeing their best reel. You're not ever seeing what's going on behind the scenes. So that's why on this broadcast, I like to talk about real life, real struggles, just the realness of what life really is. Yes, there are some mountaintops in life, but there is some low lows in life as well. And so my prayer is that this broadcast makes you feel less alone, makes you feel like maybe you've just come alongside this morning and I've just been able to give you a hug and say, hey, you know what? You're not alone. I've been there. I know how challenging life can be. But you know what? This too shall pass. It's not going to be like this forever. So, a little bit about myself. I am a mom of two amazing kids. I am a glam mom to an amazing grandson that just keeps my life in perspective. I have an entrepreneurial spirit. I am a creator of amazing life experiences. I'm a life coach. I have purpose on my back. I wake up every day and remind myself that I was created for such a time as this. I am an intention setter. I'm an abundance believer. I believe that there is abundance for everybody on planet Earth. You just have to go get yours. I was writing in, and let me just share this. I do all of this powered by God. You may call it the universe. You may call it a lot of different things. I call it God. I do all of this powered by God. I was writing with a friend, about a month or so ago, and we were talking about just how we can drive in our car around town and we literally see so much opportunity that it's almost discouraging is not the word. It's almost overwhelming how much opportunity we literally see on every single street corner. And how when people say to me, oh, I can't find work, and oh, the economy's so bad, and oh, I'm just like, have you been out lately? Have you turned off the news, and have you just gone and driven around? I was having this conversation with my dad over the holidays. We were out driving around, and something was said about the economy being bad, and all the stuff, and I just said, really? Take a look around. Just take a look around us. Look at the cars that are on the road. I mean, I'm talking $5 cars, 50,000, on up to over $100,000 cars were passing us constantly. And I said, go to a restaurant. People are still spending money. Go to a store. They're still spending money. I said, so if the economy was so bad, do you not think that you would see a difference in the amount of people that are out shopping for things that are not necessity? Do you think people would really be buying these high dollar automobiles, and that they would be spending money like this, buying houses, building apartment complexes? I mean, the building industry has gone bananas here in the United States. So if apartments were not renting, and if houses were not selling, do you really think they would continue to build? I read something this morning that the biggest opportunity, trying to think how they said this now, the biggest opportunity for wealth is in a turn down in the economy. Let me tell you something. COVID 2020, when the world stopped, was the biggest opportunity to pivot, do whatever you needed to do to start creating wealth. If you were not creating wealth before, 2020 was the perfect opportunity to do so. Now, maybe your business took a hit, maybe you even had to go out of business. It was still the perfect opportunity to find another type of business that would create incredible wealth as the world came back. And so many times I've heard people that have talked about 2020 and that have talked about COVID and have just said, oh my gosh, my business just, it went to crap, and oh my gosh. And they're still living in the blame of COVID in 2020 for their lives being shattered. This is a mindset game. You can either live in the shadow of 2020 and COVID, complaining about your life, complaining about how bad it was, or you can say, you know what? What things have changed during 2020 that opens up new opportunities for certain types of businesses because COVID changed a lot of things. A lot of shifts in the marketplace took place. A lot of things that used to boom don't boom anymore. People went to online shopping like never before. The malls, I mean, yes, there's still malls around, but you don't see the throngs of people in a mall. I seldom go to a mall anymore. Things have changed. And you have to be able to have an open mind and don't stay stuck in what used to work to start looking at what could work. What's a different way of doing this that's going to, align with where people's minds are at today and how people do things today. So I share those thoughts with you because you will hear me talk a lot about intentions. And I want to talk today about who are you surrounding yourself with? And how are they impacting your life? How are they impacting the way you think? How are they challenging you? So, we are going to take a short commercial break and we will be right back to talk about who are you surrounding yourself with. We'll be right back.
The best things in life are the people we love, the places we've been, and the memories we've made along the way. Don't let your pelvic health get in the way of your life. The Pelvic Floor Store, your resource for personal health.
And we are back. So, this subject is very near and dear to my heart because I always say that I am a recovered people pleaser. And I have had a very difficult time in telling people no. So therefore, I have allowed a lot of people to come into my circle that were not ever supposed to be in my circle. They were not good for me to have in my close circle. And you're saying, well, Marie, what are you talking about? So as you hear me talk about doing the work, as I continue to do the work on me, okay, I have really had to stop and ask myself a couple of questions. Do the people that I spend my downtime with inspire me, motivate me, make me a better person? Or do they drain the life out of me? Do they drain my energy? Am I absolutely exhausted by the time I get finished spending time with them? Now, that does not mean that I don't love many, many, many of these individuals, because I certainly do love them. But what I've had to come and be honest with myself about is they're not good for my mental health in my downtime. I'm a life coach. I have all kinds of different businesses going on. I counsel, I coach a lot of people. And so I'm dealing with people's issues a lot. And that's I love coaching people. I love helping people see a different perspective than where they're at. That's part of who I am. But let me just share with you that in my own personal time, that's not the conversations I want to have. In my own personal time, I want to be around somebody with high energy that is the same, our mindsets align, that they're doing the work on themselves too, that they're elevating, that we can talk about goals and what we're learning and how we're growing, and money mindsets and manifestations, and I mean all the things that inspires me. So I am very intentional about who I allow into my downtime, because I don't have a lot of it. I'm just here to tell you, I do not have a lot of downtime. So my question for you today is this: who are you allowing in your inner circle? And I'm talking like, who's your top 5 people that you maintain a close relationship with? Are they encouraging you, or do you all get together and moan about all the things that are wrong in your life? I had a friend of mine over the holidays call me, and she had gone out with a couple of friends that she doesn't see very often at all. But a couple times a year, they'll go out and try to stay connected. And her comment to me was this. She called me and she said, Marie, I went out with them, and she said they were still talking bad about the same people around the same scenario that they were talking about 8 months ago when I went out with them. And she said, I just literally, sorry, my phone is ringing. She said, I just literally sat there and was like, in my head, was thinking, you've really got to be kidding me right now. Like, are we still stuck on this same scenario from almost a year ago that we haven't let go of? And she said, by the time I left their presence, she said, I was mentally drained. She said, I can't do this anymore, Marie. I can't do this with them anymore. And I said, Awesome. This is great news. This means that you are elevating. Yes, your circle is getting smaller. And sometimes that feels lonely. And you can be like, oh my gosh, I'm losing my friends, or I don't feel connected like I used to, because you don't want to have those same conversations. You don't want to have something that's going to bring you down. That's okay. I would rather be by myself and be listening to an inspiring podcast, to be listening to something positive, to be listening to some high energy music, than to go spend time with people that are only going to talk negative about anything and everything that's going on in life. So I'm going to challenge you to be intentional and be selective on who you allow to spend your downtime with. I have friends in my life, my close-knit friends, have an entrepreneurial spirit like myself, have businesses that they are creating and that they are building. And our conversations are about, oh my gosh, what's your goals for this year? Oh my gosh. So I remember you told me that your goal was this. And where are you at on this? I mean, have you hit it? Are you close? Okay, what are you going to do to grow it to next level? One of my friends, this is our conversations. She called me up last week and just, hey Marie, I know you're busy, but do you have a couple minutes for an amazing money story? Oh, yes, I do. I mean, you sprinkled that in and throughout my day. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. The other thing that I would challenge you to do, if you have an entrepreneurial spirit like myself, or maybe you feel stuck in a job right now, but you have a vision for a company, for a business, but you just don't know how to bridge that gap over there to start creating that, find you a mentor. Find you a mentor that has built businesses successfully, that has already gone down these roads before you and can tell you the pitfalls, can tell you, hey, be careful about this, but hey, you have a great idea here. Hey, have you thought about this? Be careful who you confide in about your dreams. Because if you confide in a family member, they may love you, but they have never been a business-minded person and they like the comfort of corporate America, and they're going to discourage you from doing anything outside of the box in the realm that they're comfortable with. That's why you need to mentor with people that have done what you're trying to do. Be careful about who you share your dreams with, because there are a lot of dream stealers, a lot of dream killers out there. I don't talk to a lot of people about my businesses. Now, I may mention my businesses, but as far as getting into the nitty-gritty of my business, there's only a very select few that I have those conversations with, because I'm going to be strategic in who I have those conversations with, because I want them to be able to add value to me. And have those hard conversations and not just be people just spew out of the mouth because they like to hear themselves talk and they like to feel like they're important when they've never in life done what you are doing. So be very cognizant of who you share your ideas with, your dreams with. Be very picky on who you choose as mentors. And oh, please, 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 be so picky on the core group that you are going to surround yourself with, that you're going to spend your downtime with. You go hang out with people that don't align with your values, that don't align with where you're at and where you're trying to go. I promise you, you spend much time in that circle, you will become one of them. Your values will be compromised. Your motivation will be compromised. Your way of thinking will be compromised. It is only a matter of time. If that's the core group that you choose to allow yourself to be a part of, you are the CEO of your life. Go out and manage it appropriately. Fire the people that need to be fired. Embrace some new individuals that are going to motivate you and inspire you and help you grow and be a better person, run a better business, all the things. But know you have the power to make those decisions. So, on today, can I remind you that we were born to thrive, not just survive. Join me next week as we come back for another episode of Healing Waters. I hope you have a fabulous day wherever you're at in the world. Bye.